So today is the day we're going to make cherry tomato vegetarian pasta sauce, and we'll can that up. G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. So, I mean, you can pretty well mix and match with a lot of this. I'm only going to hot water bath can it, so I'm certainly not going to put meat in it. I'm going to go in with 2 little onions, and they are little. I'll cut up a couple of carrots. I'll use probably all of them. I use balsamic vinegar or red wine vinegar, whatever takes your fancy. Then I offset that with a little bit of brown sugar. So the balsamic is, the vinegar's acid, the onions contain acid. I'm going to throw some lentils in just because I have a half a can spare and I may as well use them. And of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags of cherry tomatoes, and they're also acidic. Now the reason I'm thumping on about acidic is because, as I said, I'm only going to hot water bath can this. So you need a fairly high acid content to make sure everything stays preserved well. Now because I'm a lazy git, I'm also going to use the food processor. That'll save me a heap of work. So I actually halve all my cherry tomatoes, even though I'm putting them in a food processor. And the reason I do that is because I like to check that there's no evidence of grubs inside from having been stung. So I'm going to have to get serious here because I don't think I can fit the next 2 bags in there when I start adding vinegar and garlic and Italian herbs and everything else. So I've brought out the big guns, right? The body of my ball pressure canner. That'll more than hold it. So now we're really just having fun. So I'm going to add fair bit of garlic because we like it, homegrown chili powder because we also like a bit of bite, the Italian herb mix, which is just the usual suspect. So let me read it. Blah blah blah. There you go. Marjoram, basil, capsicum powder, rosemary, oregano, parsley and thyme. The balsamic I talked about, and the brown sugar I talked about. I guess it was probably close to 1/4 cup, and I'll add a tablespoon, a heaped tablespoon of brown sugar. I'm about to throw that on, and we'll let that simmer for probably over an hour till it reduces a bit, gets nice and thick, and then we'll have a look at bottling it while it's still pretty hot. Add a bit of salt as well. Now I haven't tasted it yet, and of course you always, as people who are long-term viewers know, always taste your food. So I'll let it cook down for a while, get close to what it's going to really taste like, and then I'll give it a try, and then adjust accordingly. To quote my mate Uncle Marky, geez, it smells the business. I wish we had smell-o-vision. So that's done. You can see that's good and thick. I'll start. I've got 3 of the 750ml or 3 cup jars. We'll fill those and see how much we've got left over. So what I've got is the 3, well, slightly more than 3. Let's call them 750ml jars. That I reckon it'd have to be a 500ml. I reckon it's 2 cups. And I've put beside it a litre of milk just so you can see there's a fair bit of sauce there. That's pretty good going, I reckon, given it was all homegrown tomatoes. It didn't look like there was much sauce in there, that big pot, but that's because that's a big pot. So it's so big, in fact, it won't fit in my kitchen sink. So I've had to come out. I'm actually cop this. I'm actually in the laundry, because that's the only place I had a sink big enough to put this bloody pot in. So there you go. Ended up with almost 3 litres of that tomato pasta sauce, which is pretty darn good.